Sieh das Meer so weit, Tränen voller Bitterkeit, aus dem Fels für den 1000 Jahre wie ein Tag, wie ein Tag. Sieh das Land so alt, fühl des Windes Einsamkeit, seinen Schmerz über grüne Wiesen heimwärts ziehen, heimwärts ziehen. Berge schroffes Angesicht, auf dem das Licht mit Schatten spielt, trotz des heiter Meeres Grabgesang. Nebelwald harter Finsternis, wie eines Freundes Wiederkehr. Dumpfes Grollen wie ein Herzenschlag, so tief. Sieh das Meer so weit, Tränen voller Bitterkeit, aus dem Fels für den 1000 Jahre wie ein Tag, wie ein Tag. Sieh das Land so alt, fühl des Windes Einsamkeit, seinen Schmerz über grüne Wiesen heimwärts ziehen, heimwärts ziehen.
This is where the party ends. I can't stand here listening to you and your racist friend. I know politics bore you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend. It was the loveliest party that I've ever attended. If anything was broken, I'm sure it could be mended. My head This is where the party ends. I can't stand here listening to you and your racist friend. I know politics for you, but I feel like a hypocrite talking to you and your racist friend.
You ask me where to begin. Am I so lost in my sin? You ask me where did I fall? I'll say I can't tell you when. But if my spirit is lost, how will I find what is near? Don't question, I'm not alone. Somehow I'll find my way home. My sun shall rise in the east, so shall my heart be at peace. And if you're asking me when, I'll say it starts at the end. You know your will to be free is matched with love secretly, and talk won't alter your prayer. Somehow you find you are there. Your friend is close by your side and speaks in far ancient tongue. A season's wish will come true. All seasons begin with you. One world we all come from. One world we melt into one. Just hold my hand and we're there. Somehow we're going somewhere. Somehow we're going somewhere. You ask me where to begin. Am I so lost in my sin? You ask me where did I fall? I'll say I can't tell you when. But if my spirit is strong, I know it can be done.
Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday. It's 8 o'clock. And that was a salute to the late Vangelis, who died, a week or so ago? That was John and Vangelis. I'll find my way home. Welcome to the Quizcazoatl lockdown friendly, even without lockdown, publess pub quiz. Welcome back to our regulars. In the event that we have anyone new, welcome new people. Let me quickly tell you how this is gonna work. The Quizcazoatl pub quiz is a quiz in 4 parts. Very, very shortly we're going to be getting started with round 1. Round 1 will consist of questions what I is gonna read, or at the very least little Chris will. And it'll also consist of some questions from the Quizcazoatl picture sheet. If you have not already done so yet, why not go to the Quizcazoatl picture link and download it? You can get a little bit of a head start. Believe me, you'll be grateful for it later. That's bit.ly/Quizcazoatl_pictures. bit.ly/Quizcazoatl_pictures. Now, if you would like to compete, you can also get an answer form and be part of the sophisticated electronic marking system. http://bit.ly/Quizcazoatl_answers if you would like to do that, and we encourage you to. After round 1, we go to the music round. We'll be playing you songs spanning the years from something like 1960 to perhaps as late as 2019. Then into round 2, more trivia and the second half of our pictures, and we will be finishing with the ever-terrifying Quizcazoatl Wipeout round. The whole kit and caboodle should take about 2.5 hours from now, so bed in. Don't worry, it'll fly by. You will need more or less every minute of it. That is enough quadmin, except to remind everyone that, of course, seeing as this is a quiz, don't just look up the answers. That's not the way we play it. And here we go. Question number 1. Can you tell me what animal, the offspring of a female horse and a male donkey, appears in a phrase describing stubbornness? Which animal, offspring of a female horse and male donkey, appears in a phrase describing stubbornness? And I guess you probably worked that out by now, so we'll go to question 2. Can you tell me, when written as a number, how many noughts are there in 1 million before the decimal place? How many noughts in 1 million? And we'll go to our first picture question, because that wasn't so very hard. Can you identify the 7 individuals and tell me their names? These are all people who have received honours, so if you're the Queen, you have an unfair advantage, so no change there. 7 faces means 7 points available. On we go. Question number 4. Can you tell me which fictional building contractor has a mobile crane called Lofty and a cement mixer named Dizzy? Question number 5. Can you tell me which of South Africa's 3 capital cities, showy I would say, is situated on the Atlantic coast? Which of South Africa's 3 capital cities is situated on the Atlantic coast? Question number 6 takes us to our second picture, and we have some more Venn diagrams for you. 3 Venn diagrams, 3 points available. All you got to do is work out what could live in the intersection of these pairs of sets. There's an example on the left if you need any help. Question number 7. The invasive ring-necked species of which bird is the UK's only wild parrot? The ring-necked species of which bird is the UK's only wild parrot? Question number 8. Can you name for me 6 makes of cars beginning with L in the list of non-commercial vehicles on autotrader.co.uk? This is as at the 20th of May 2022. There is no larder on this list, so if you want a snack, you'll have to wait for the break like everyone else. One of these cars is very American. 6 makes of car beginning with L in the list of non-commercial vehicles on Autotrader. Alright, onwards we go. Question number 9. It's picture number 3, and we have some more creature features. Can you identify these rhyming pairs? There's a point for each one in each pair for a total of 8 points available. Onwards we go, and it's time for question 10. What is the 6-word marketing slogan for Maltesers? And for a bonus point, which company makes them? And I lost track of my mute a little bit there. If Can you tell me if I haven't read out question 11? I'll read it out again just in case, I guess. That's the easiest thing. Which 3 English clubs have finished as runners-up in the Men's UEFA Champions League but have never won? And we go to question 12, which is picture number 4. We have got 5 royalty films for you, for it is a royal weekend a-coming. Can you give me the full titles of these 5 films? Alrighty, let us go on to a spot prize. The spot prize question is your chance to get individual run at the prize that is the Quizcazoatl Publess Pub Quiz Limited Edition, not available in the shop, t-shirt. Other promotional tat is available by request. If you would like to have a go, as most of you are well aware, send your answers to me as individuals. Use the WhatsApp, the Facebook Messenger, the text message, the email. You can email quizcazoatl@gmail.com. Any of those things, and I'll read out a winner around about question 17. So our spot prize question: in the 1969 moon landing, in hours and minutes, how long did lunar module Eagle spend on the surface of the moon? A lot of effort to go and not stay very long, isn't it, really? How long in hours and minutes did lunar module Eagle spend on the surface of the moon in 1969? Alrighty, you can keep pondering that moon landing. I'll tell you again. Have a guess. Don't just let the hedonist get all of the spots. That's really what I'm saying. Everyone else have a go. How many hours and minutes did the moon module Eagle spend on the surface of the moon? You have a couple more questions to think about it. In the meantime, we will go to question 13. In July 2019, who became the youngest and the first female leader of the Liberal Democrats in the United Kingdom? In July 2019, who became the youngest and the first female leader of the Liberal Democrats in the UK? Alrighty, onwards we go to question number 14, which is picture 5. We have two predictive texts for you to solve. They are both Caribbean countries. And in just a minute, while the rest of you think about this, honest middling hedonists, ears down looking, I'm going to be coming to you with your prize question as our reigning champions in just 30 seconds or so. Alrighty. Hedonists, here we go. My question for you today. Queen Elizabeth II, of whom those of us in Britain will be hearing much over the weekend, is apparently the longest reigning monarch in British history. But can you tell me, according to Wikipedia, who is the longest reigning monarch in world history? Who was or is the longest reigning monarch in world history? And you have 30 seconds. The hedonists have said Thai King. I believe they mean, with apologies to anyone who can pronounce Thai, Bhumibol Adulyadej. Good grief. Not even close. Bhumibol Adulyadej. It wasn't him. Louis XIV is the answer that I was looking for. He reigned for 72 years, 110 days. Beat the Thai guy by just under 2 years. But good effort, hedonists. Bad luck for missing out there. Good luck with the rest of the quiz. On we go to question 15. FIDE, or possibly FIDE, is the governing body of which board game? FIDE, or maybe FIDE, is the governing body of which board game? And if you would like to challenge for the spot prize, remember I am looking for an answer within the next minute or two. How long did lunar module Eagle spend on the surface of the moon back in 1969? Question number 16. Which novel by Robert Louis Stevenson centres on the abduction of David Balfour? Which novel by Robert Louis Stevenson centres on the abduction of David Balfour? Question 17, penultimate picture for the round. We have 4 more logos for you. 4 logos means 4 points available. Can you identify the brands, companies, products, organisations, whatever goes with these pictorial images? And being as how we have reached question 17, it is time to declare the first spot prize winner. Now, while we had not too much range at the top end on this one, we had Cass said 27 hours, Cato said 26, both fairly reasonable. At the bottom end, Kareen went for 8 minutes. I mean, really, you'd barely have enough time to get your spacesuit on. 8 minutes is not what we were looking for. The correct answer was 21 hours 36 minutes, and that means that our winner first spot prize today is Otis of the Ruminators. Well done, Otis. What a strange message.
Born or died the same year, not born the same year.
Hang on, have I even read it out?
Yes.
Ah, that's crucial. Apparently, I've had a very important message from team paying attention. No, I haven't read it out yet. No wonder I haven't said it. Right, I've got a not very important message from team interrupting. Thank you, Jane. It's very important for in a minute. I don't know why it had to interrupt me reading out the spot prize winner. What I was trying to say is well done, Otis of the Ruminators. With a guess of 21 hours 13 minutes, you are only 23 minutes out, and you are our first spot prize winner for today. You will be in our very special, or possibly the same as always, anniversary t-shirt tiebreak for the chance to win a very special anniversary t-shirt, or possibly just a normal t-shirt. We'll see how we do. Alrighty, we can also go to question number 18. Can you tell me, to what did Francis Drake rename the ship Pelican during his 1577 voyage to the Americas? To what did Francis Drake rename the ship Pelican during his 1577 voyage to the Americas? Kareen has clarified that the astronauts on board the Apollo missions were not stark naked when they left Earth, and correctly so. And on we go to picture number 7. This is why I got an urgent message from design team. Because, as you may have intuited from looking at these people, they were not all born in the same year. These people were born or died in the same year. So, tell me, who are these 4 people all born or died in the same year? And can you tell me which year that was? 5 points available. No, let's see. Do I have the technology to correct this in real time? There we are. By the magic of modern technology, it is all now fine. It now says born or died the same year. You can't say fairer than that. Anyway, writing or died has made us late, so I should take it down again. And we'll go to question 20. In humans, the tragus is a small prominence situated in front of the concha, in which specific part of the body? In humans, the tragus is a small prominence situated in front of the concha, in which specific part of the body? Okie dokie, that'll do for round one. You have 6 minutes to do whatever it is that you like to spend 6 minutes doing. When we come back, it'll be time for the music round. Keep an eye on the clock. Ooh, and if you are very eagle-eyed and not doing anything more important, why not look out for the whole new team design that Jane has added to the fractal, what do we even call it? The video thing this week. I call it a fractal because it's infinitely diminishing little Chris's. Alright everybody, welcome back. Hopefully you have your answers submitted. If you haven't submitted yet, well, it's time to do it now. And it's time to go to the music round. In the music round, as you well know I suspect, I will play you 6 songs spanning the decades from the 1960s up to and including the 2010s. All you got to do is work out who is performing each song and what it is called. There are 2 marks available for each song for a total of 12 music round points. I will play them for you once, I'll give you a moment, and then I will play them for you again. Here we go.
We got to get together sooner or later, because the revolution's here, and you know it's right. And you know that it's right. We have got to get it together.
Guess mine is not the first heartbroken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. There's just no getting over you.
If you love me, baby, you deny it. But you laugh and tell me I should try it. Tell me I'm a baby and I don't understand. But you know that I would give you just this once, twice, forever. 'Cause baby, you could drag me to hell and back just as long as we're together. And you do.
You and me, we have an opportunity, and we can make it something really cool. But you think I'm not that kind of girl. I'm here to tell you, baby, I know how to rock your world. Don't think that I'm not strong. I'm the one to take you on. Don't underestimate me, boy. I'll make you sorry you were born. You don't know me the way you really should. You sure misunderstood.
Watching the people get leery. It's not very pretty, I tell thee. Walking through town is quite scary. Not very sensible either. A friend of a friend, he got beaten. He looked the wrong way, it's a policeman. Would never have happened to Smeaton. I know the hotel's in at night. La 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 la. You'll never know quite when. Well, then again, it just depends on how long the time is left for you. I've had the highest mountains, I've had the deepest river. You can have it all, but now keep moving. I'll take it in, but don't look down.
Alright, here we go again.
We got to get together sooner or later, because the revolution's here, and you know it's right. And you know that it's right.
Alrighty, you still have a moment longer to think about those if you absolutely need it, but that's not true if you're the designated marker, because it's marking time. Eyes down, look in, you should have received your marking link on your email. So here we go. Can you tell me? Hang on a second. I'm just going to. What I've noticed is that the WHO are not playing. I normally rely on Emma from the WHO to do some extra marking. So I am asking Rick of Sounds a Bit Hippie to take over. Rick, I have just messaged you a marking link, and then we will start. Alrighty. Let's start again. Eyes down, look in. Which animal appears in a phrase describing stubbornness? The answer I am looking for is mule. You could try to make any sort of stubborn answer you like out of ass, but that is just another word for donkey. When written as a number, how many noughts are there in a million? It is 6. We were doing base 10. Sorry if you thought it was a different base. We then have... it's hard, isn't it, Rick? Stay strong. We then have question 3, 7 honoured people. We were looking for Jamie Oliver, Angelina Jolie, Ringo Starr for services to Thomas the Tank Engine. Then we have Andrew Freddie Flintoff. We'll have either Andrew or Freddie is fine, commonly used both. Then we have Alex Scott and the excellently named Ashley Banjo. Don't know whether Banjo is his real name, but it's a good name. Ashley Banjo. 7 points there. Jamie Oliver, Angelina Jolie, Ringo Starr, Deborah James, Andrew Flintoff, Alex Scott, and Ashley Banjo. Question 4. The fictional contractor with a crane called Lofty is Bob the Builder. Question 5. The capital city of South Africa on the Atlantic coast is Cape Town. Cape Town. I'm afraid that Durban, unless I'm much mistaken, is not any of the capital cities, and therefore no point for you. Question 6. The Venn diagrams we were looking for. Orange. That was Take That members meets Old Mobile Networks. And then we have concrete. That is Deceptive Mediterranean Islands meets Building Materials. And finally, we had stirrup. Horse tack. Tack is a good word, isn't it, when used in the correct context? Meets names for bones. Horse tacky bones. Stirrup. Orange concrete stirrup. The ring-necked parakeet is the UK's only wild parrot. Puffins do have a colourful nose, but I'm afraid the puffin is not a type of parrot, but worth a go. Our 6 L's for the automobile brands were Lexus, Lamborghini, Land Rover, Lotus, Lancia, and the American one is Lincoln. As ever, the order is not important, so do make sure you find everything that's there. Lexus, Lamborghini, Land Rover, Lotus, Lancia, and Lincoln. Question 9, animals and rhyming things. We had Flamingo Bingo. Then we had the Ferret Merit, an Iguana Guyana, and the Hornet Cornet. Looks like everyone got those. Well played all. Question 10. The Maltesers slogan is the lighter way to enjoy chocolate. It is not chocolate with the less fattening centre. Although, I guess the sentiment is the same, isn't it? The lighter way to enjoy chocolate. I will allow half a point for a lighter way to eat chocolate, because that is sort of in the right ballpark. But chocolate with the less fattening centre, you're not going to make it in advertising. And the company is, of course, Mars. Question 11. The English clubs that have finished as runners-up in the Champions League but not won are Tottenham the Hotspurs, Arsenal and Manchester City. Tottenham, Arsenal and Manchester City. Spurs, of course, is fine for Tottenham. Question 12. We had our regal, or at the very least royal movies. We had Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. No bonus point if you put The Adventures of, but indeed adventurous she was. Then we had The Princess Diaries, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Then we have The Princess and the Frog. I'm afraid I'm not going to give a point for the Frog Princess, for manifestly the Frog and the Princess are separate people, not the same person. And finally, we had The Scorpion King. Scorpion King. Question number 13. The Liberal Democrats' first female leader was Jo Swinson. If you didn't know that, that's fine, isn't it? Because who cares? With all due respect to Jo, it's the Liberal Democrats. Then we had 2 Caribbean islands. We wanted Barbados and St. Lucia. The Fédération Internationale des Échecs, FIDE, or FIDE, is the governing board for chess. Chess for the point there. The novel by Robert Louis Stevenson with the abduction. It's not Treasure Island, although I was wondering, I'm pretty sure he's called Jim Hawkins, isn't he? I don't know if he's really abducted. So this is Kidnapped, is the name of the novel. Then question 17, our logos were Ford, Umbro, Sports Direct, and United Artists. United Artists. Ford, Umbro, Sports Direct, and United Artists. Question 18. The Pelican was renamed the Golden Hind. Golden Hind. Question 19. 4 people and a year of birth or death. Apologies that we missed out the death. We're very optimistic though. We had, first off, not Babe Ruth, it's Joe DiMaggio. Then Mason Mount. Mason Mount, Dusty Springfield. And finally, Oliver Reed. And they all died and all were born in 1999. 1999. A point if you're in the range from 98 to 2000. And finally, question 20. The tragus is a prominence in front of the concha in your ear. Ear for the point. I have been told that that the slogan for Maltesers was previously what's it we have here? It has apparently been the chocolates with the less fattening centre. So there we are. They didn't make it in advertising either. Sadly, that is 7 words, and therefore manifestly not what we were looking for. But I do take it. I think it's been the lighter way to enjoy chocolate for a while at this point. Nothing pleases like Maltesers. Now that is a slogan. But the chocolates with the less fattening centre, they're very unconvincing. The lighter way to enjoy, 6. So I'm afraid I'm not giving a half point, but I say fair enough. I thought that it was you, the answerer, who shouldn't have a job in advertising. It was in fact Maltesers' previous advertising consultant who shouldn't have had a job in marketing. Alrighty, anyway, enough of that. If you haven't done it yet, do submit your music round answers now, for it is time to go to round 2. Can you do an anagram for me? Rearrange the letters of Did No Frying to reveal the name of a film. Rearrange Did No Frying to give me the name of a film. Apparently, in the 1930s, it was claimed that Maltesers were 7 times less fattening than ordinary chocolate centres. So there you go. I'm slightly concerned that all of these Maltesers facts come from a website called ashleyadvetsing.wordpress.com. So how reliable Ashley Advetsing is, I am not sure. Onwards we go to question number 2. You can keep thinking about the anagram if you need to. What are is a Japanese noodle soup that derives its name from the Mandarin for pulled noodles? Question 3 is a picture. It's picture number 8. Where are we? Can you fill in the gaps in these recent headlines? 5 gaps. 5 answers looked for. I think this is clear, but we're not only looking for names this time. On we go. Question number 4. Which jazz musician was played by Don Cheadle in the 2015 biopic Miles Ahead? Question 5. What four-letter name, a cognate with the Welsh word for river, is shared by several rivers in the United Kingdom? What four-letter name that is cognate with the Welsh word for river is shared by several British rivers? Question number 6 is another picture. And we've got 6 Eurovision entrants. Can you tell me which country did the pictured 6 Eurovision entrants represent? 6 points available on this one. Question number 7. Under normal circumstances, how many football matches are played in total in an English Premier League season? Under normal circumstances, how many football matches in total are played in an English Premier League season? And question number 8 is another audio question. We have some mystery voices for you. Can you identify for me the 3 people speaking in the following clip? I'll play it once in a minute and play it again.
Number 1.
And we read 3 episodes at the same time, and Elizabeth Sladen was there. And of course, I'd grown up watching her in Doctor Who. She was very much the kind of voice of that show. But to hear her recreating that character in a script where I was playing opposite her, moments like that were probably the oddest, the most kind of vertiginous.
Number 2.
When Radiohead first started making records, I discovered, maybe around the bends, that the bit I didn't want to show, the vulnerable bit, that bit was the bit that mattered.
Number 3.
Yes, I was so scared. I wasn't allowed to tell anybody that I was even playing Captain Marvel for a year. There is a lot of sense of humor in the Air Force. And one thing in particular was because I was going up in the plane, I kept asking, like, am I going to puke? Am I going to puke? They're like, it's 50-50, 50-50. So, like, just don't have a margarita the night before and you're fine.
Number 1.
And we read 3 episodes at the same time, and Elizabeth Sladen was there. And of course, I'd grown up watching her in Doctor Who. She was very much the kind of voice of that show. But to hear her recreating that character in a script where I was playing opposite her, moments like that were probably the oddest, the most kind of vertiginous.
Number 2.
When Radiohead first started making records, I discovered, maybe around the bends, that the bit I didn't want to show, the vulnerable bit, that bit was the bit that mattered.
Number 3.
Yes, I've been so scared. I wasn't allowed to tell anybody that I was even playing Captain Marvel for a year. There is a lot of sense of humor in the Air Force. And one thing in particular was because I was going up in the plane, I kept asking, like, am I going to puke? Am I going to puke? They're like, it's 50-50, 50-50. So, like, just don't have a margarita the night before and you're fine.
Alright, on we go to question number 9. The entertainment company that owns Alton Towers and Legoland Windsor is named after which legendary figure? The entertainment company that owns Alton Towers and Legoland Windsor is named for which legendary figure? Onwards, question 10 is also picture 10. What a coincidence. And we have some cities for you to identify. Can you identify these 8 cities? And for a 9th point, count them, 9. If you would like to do it in the style of the Count from Sesame Street, be my guest. 8 points plus 1 for the city made up of the initials of all of these other cities. Alrighty, if you fancy your chances against Otis next week, now is the time to weigh in for another spot prize. As ever, send me your individual answers on the email, the messaging services, etc., etc. I'll announce our second winner for the day around or round about question 17. If Otis double wins it, he just gets an automatic prize. Won't even have to come on. If that isn't an incentive, what is? Anyway, according to its website, Heathrow Airport operates regular non-stop passenger flights to how many countries? According to its website, Heathrow Airport operates regular, not so regular just at the moment by the sound of what I've seen in the papers, but anyway, non-stop passenger flights to how many countries? And as I say, you've got until question 17, which really means question 15 to send it, so it has a minute to get to me, to answer that question. Alrighty, keep on thinking about holidays and the terrible carbon footprint that goes with it. We're going to question 11. A bush poet named Banjo Patterson appears on the $10 note of which country? A bush poet named Banjo Patterson appears on the $10 note of which country? And it occurs to me that I haven't given you a scores update yet, so have one now. Victims of a dirty protest by Rick the Goth, who didn't want to have to do any marking today. The Ruminators are in 5th place on 42.489564 points. Just 1.5104353 points behind him and her, who are 3 points behind the Linds in mid-table in 3rd place. They're a point behind, sounds a bit hippie to me, on 48, but in the lead and not likely to lose much on the music round, I'll warrant. 4 points ahead, it's the Honest Middling Hedonists on 52. And we'll go to question 12 before we do some music round marking. Question 12 is another picture. And we have 7 TV programmes for you to identify. I can honestly say I have not watched many of them. With luck, between you, you'll have seen more of them than I have. Righty, it's time to go to the music round marking. Designated markers. Eyes down, look in on... Where are we? From the 1960s, we had... it was Thunderclap Newman. And the song is Something in the Air. Call Out the Instigator. It's a classic. Well done, most of you got that. We're not going to bicker about whether it's something or some things. Although, really, if you're going to say some things, it warrants an apostrophe. I mean, are we saying there are several things in the air? Doesn't make any sense. Something in the air. Still have the point. Into the 1970s, everyone knew this. I don't think I've ever heard it before. Well, how have I missed this one? It's Hopelessly Devoted to You by Olivia Newton-John. Maybe it's in Greece. Hopelessly Devoted to You, Olivia Newton-John. On to the 80s. The song is Freedom. They can have half a point for I Don't Want Your Freedom. And the artist, of course, is Wham! I will not hold you accountable for the exclamation mark, but strictly speaking, there is one. On to the 90s. The song is Don't Call Me Baby. And the artist is Madison Avenue. Well done to the Hedonists and the Lins for remembering that. Into the 2000s. At risk of spoiling their perfect... Hang on a second. I've been asked to stop. Have the answers disappeared again? Oh, it's all gone mad. That's interesting. We've hash-refed. Okie dokie, everybody. We might just have to take a break. See whether that sorts itself out. Well, there seems to be all sorts of things going on. Eric, when you say you lost the connection, do you mean on the answers or the whole stream? Because the answers appear to have disappeared. Possibly on all of them. Well, that's back. That's good news. Is this back? Well, if I hit refresh, F5 if you feel like using a shortcut, I am getting it back. Resume. It's nothing wrong with the occasional hash ref, is there? All of the best reports for the European Commission have at least a couple of hash refs in it, I find. Anyway, now that we have them again and before they disappear, we go to the 2000s. I predict a riot. The band is the Kaiser Chiefs. The Hedonists have foolishly said that the song was Kaiser Chiefs and the band was I Predict a Riot. Whoever is marking them, you'll have to decide whether to allow that sort of naughtiness. I think the answer is probably, of course we will. And then finally, I feel like whoever has put the Kisser Chiefs should have a bonus point for being saucy. We will we will allow the Kisser Chiefs from the habitually creative. Sounds a bit hippie to me. Finally, into the 2010s. The song is... Oh, is it gone again? Oh, good grief. Stupid Google. It's working on this one. You just are messing with me because you don't want to mark. The 1990s was... Don't Call Me Baby by Madison Avenue. The 2000s, I Predict a Riot by the Kaiser Chiefs. And the 2010s is On Top of the World by Imagine Dragons. All right. Back to the questions with question 13. In the first ever true motor race, a 732... I'm sure someone must have done a race that was less than 732 miles. I mean, come on. Anyway, in what I am told to read was the first ever true motor race, a 732-mile round trip between Paris and Bordeaux in 1895. What was the average speed of the winner in miles per hour? plus or minus 5. The average speed of the winner of the first ever true motor race. Are we including time when they were sleeping? Kato, you can't sleep while you're driving a motor car. You'll crash. What a silly question. I hazard that this is the average speed calculated as the distance divided by the total time taken. I cannot give any further guidance on the madness that belies this already controversial question. Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but the Wikipedia entry for this alleged true motor race, the whole thing sounds like an absolute debacle. What does it say here? It did not fit modern competition where the fastest is the winner. What sort of talk is that? The little bit of quick Wikipediaing and calculation tells me that this is just the average speed based on how far they went and how long it took them to get there. However, given that there is some controversy about whether the... oh no, there we are. Yeah, given that there's some controversy about whether the winner was actually the winner or not, which is sort of baffling to me, I will also accept the speed of the person who Wikipedia claims was declared the winner. If that makes any sense to anyone, which it shouldn't, because it's stupid. Alrighty, well that's taken way too much of my attention already. Let's go to your friend and mine, the barrage of hatred that is total audio chaos. As anyone who played Quizcazoatl Lite last week will know, and therefore many of you may not, total audio chaos is the way that we've won up the wipeout, the mashup round, for sheer oral discomfort, I am going to play you a little sniplet, 6 1-second clips back to back. All you got to do is tell me the 6 artists represented. So you're going to hear 6 very short little snippets of music. Got to try and work out who plays them all. You will hear these 3 times in moderately quick succession. After that, I think we'll have heard enough of it, frankly. So I don't really want to play them more than 3 times. So that's sort of what's going to happen. Here we go. Don't blame me, it wasn't my idea, honest. Onwards.
1,
Is this the
2,
Is this the
3,
Is this the
Alrighty, if you've recovered from that, we'll go to the picture for question 15. It's picture number 12, and we got some pictorial country names. These are quite nice, much nicer than that awful intros. 6 images, 6 points available. Question 16. The directors of the films There Will Be Blood and The French Dispatch share what surname? The directors of There Will Be Blood and The French Dispatch share what surname? Question 17 takes us to our penultimate picture. And we've got more missing vowel transportation modes, vehicles and such. Can you solve these? Just put the vowels back. You're a regular Carol Vorderman. And that having been question 17 and all, it's time to go to our Heathrow question. Well, according to their website, Heathrow Airport operates regular non-stop passenger flights to a bunch of countries. Sheila said 747, which would have been romantic, I guess, numerological, but potentially exceeded the total number of countries in the world. So I'm afraid that wasn't right. I can tell you that the answer I was looking for was 84, which means that Linda of the Hedonists, with a guess of 80, was jolly close, but not as close as Otis of the Ruminators. Well played, Otis, the first player in some time to do a double-header spot prize, I think. You have won the second spot prize and therefore won yourself a prize. Jane the Temple Elf will be in touch to sort you out shortly. Well played, sir. And we can get question 18 on the board as well. The Delmarva Peninsula derives its name from which 3 US states? Delmarva derives its name from which 3 US states? On to our penultimate question of round 2. Question 19 is picture 40. We're looking for the names of 6 chemical elements hidden cunningly in the names of the 6 things you can see there. For fans of the electronic music of the 70s, that isn't just the logo of ELO. I'm pretty sure that's still a flying saucer. And our final question for this week's quiz. Can you tell me which novel of 1818 features the line, "I am thy creature, I ought to be thy Adam"? I am thy creature, I ought to be thy Adam. Alrighty, and that takes us to the end of round 2. You have a few minutes to finalise your answers, and thence we go to yet another Quizcazoatl wipeout. See you in a Mosif. Okie dokie. Welcome back, everybody. Before we go to the wipeout round, it occurred to me I never gave you another scores update after the music. And, well, some places have changed, I can tell you. In 5th place, it's still the Ruminators, on 49.4895647 points, just 2.510435 points behind Him and Her in 4th on 52. They trail in the mid-table. Sounds a bit hippie to me on 57, 5 points there. And they have been overtaken by the Lins, who did pretty well on the music. Well played, Lins. Up to 58.5. That does, however, mean the Hedonists have a commanding lead. But as we all know, I should tell you what it is, really, shouldn't I? 5.5 points ahead on 64. But that could all change in the wipeout round. For, as you know, in the wipeout round we have 6 questions. Get all of our wipeout questions right, get a bonus 2 points. Get any of them wrong, lose all your wipeout points. We're going to help you through by telling you that the last letter of each answer becomes the first letter of the next answer. Although, this week's edition, you may find this is broken slightly. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Anyway, that is enough explanation. Let us get to it. Wipeout question 1. Can you tell me what 4-letter word is used to mean the World War II alliance of Nazi Germany, the Kingdom of Italy, and the Empire of Japan? Told the Hedonists are short-handed because Terence hasn't got out of bed yet. Thought he lived in England. It's 10 at night. Wipeout question 2. What is the common 2-part name of the President of Iraq from 1979 to 2003? Wipeout question 3. Can you tell me who is older? This is the bit where we break or possibly make the chain. It's good for questions 2 and 4, but no help whatsoever for question 3. Who is older, Nicole Kidman, Nicola Sturgeon, or Nigella Lawson? Who is older, Nicole Kidman, Nicola Sturgeon, or Nigella Lawson? Wipeout question 4. What 8-letter word means a drug that is consumed for non-medical purposes, especially one sold illegally? Wipeout question 5. What is the largest island nation by area in the Caribbean? What is the largest island nation in the Caribbean, or Caribbean, as people seem to say these days? And the final wipeout question for another week of Quizcazoatl. Who became governor of the Bank of England on the 16th of March 2020? Who became governor of the Bank of England on the 16th of March 2020? Alrighty, I'll give you a couple more minutes to finalise your wipeout questions, and then we are going to be back for the marking. Don't take too long. Alrighty, I'm going to cut off the Halloween vibes for we have 5 sets of answers in. And therefore, it is time to go to the round 2 marking. What have we got? So, first question of distract me.